Okay. Alright, I think I'm up and running.
Want to ride my bicycle? SPS Patrol, this is Lloyd.
Hey Lloyd, this is Zimmerman checking out of the Wells Fargo building.
Alright, I'll get you marked out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Fuck. Glad I did that on stream.
That's how you start your stream.
Hey,
What game are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play Yakuza. I've been needing to finish that game. I don't know how long it is, so. I can log into my thing. There we go.
Can I be heard through stream?
Yeah.
Oh no.
If you want, I can turn you off.
Just is you just gonna be playing and then a random like it's gonna happen.
I mean, that
Or-
happened with me involved anyway. It doesn't matter.
Or you'll witness a murder on stream.
Woo! Witness.
Get on the ground! You can be an audio witness to something.
I guess. I think witness, I'm just like, hey, look, I'm streaming while you're streaming. Look, there's a fucking cop right there killing someone. What?
Oh god. Perfect. And now I pay.
Alright, let me check. Let me check my stream. See how it's doing.
Most people fighting.
Looks like it's clean.
Oh, world of underground. And your crew says SPS Patrol, this is Lloyd.
I don't remember how to play this game. I mean, it's not old. It's 2013, 2014, I think. I mean, I've been playing it kind of over time, so... Thing is that there's so many fun little things to do in this game that I never move forward. Because, like, there's this little, the character I play as right now is a club owner, and I bought Like there's like there's like fancy clubs. There's like fancy clubs, but then there's like these new kind of middle ground between like rich people and kind of middle class kind of clubs that are just kind of cheaper. And I ended up buying one for story-based relevance, and it's really fun to run because I just run it, and then based on how I do, I get money. And you know, the whole thing about Japan is that your waitress is the waitress not only serves you but is with you like the entire time. Like you come there to spend the time with the waitress. Like, and that's kind of something that just kind of happens in Japan, is that a lot of nightclubs you spend the time, the waitress will spend the time with you, and you know, will talk to you and is sociable and will help you enjoy your time at the club. I believe so. But I mean, this is also set in like the 1980s, where you know, it was mostly waitresses and it was mostly tailored to men.
Right.
You know, but because I think this was early 1980s. But it's set in an aesthetic that is adhered to that Japan.
Right.
So, God, where was it? I don't even know where I was. I think the problem is I got really far and then my game crashed or something. I lost like all my big amount of save stuff.
Oh, shit.
Which is never fun. But I run like this club and I have like my set of girls, and I do and they each have their own set skills and everything, and based on how they do is how much money I make and how I can adhere to what the customer wants, and yeah, a bunch of other stuff like that. I've found that for me, the games I really love the most is running shops.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, because like in real life I'm like, running a business would be absolutely terrible and I hate it. But for some odd reason, running a business in a game, I'm just like totally fine, and it's so much fun for me.
Because we as people love to do things that we wouldn't do in real life in games. That's why that's why I think people play games.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's like for me, running a business is like specifically, like there's something about that, like it's a calming experience for me. I don't know. For like, I can sit and play a business running type of game and just be totally calm and totally fine, enjoy it as much as I want. Or I can play an FPS and enjoy it, but it's just different. And I think some of it stems from the fact that it's like I want to run. I think part of me wants to run a business at heart, but I just know I couldn't do it. I don't think I'm cutthroat enough to do it. Because you have to be really cutthroat nowadays to really get in there and do what you need. And I don't feel like completely abandoning my mortality to fucking run a business. Like there's very few people like my moral ethics.
There we go.
Yeah. I abandoned my life to run a business. I must die now. I don't remember what that one is. Okay. Yeah, no, I just feel like you just have to give everything to it, and I don't I want a job I can give what I want to, but I also like doing, which is why I think I have recently, like, being in class the last couple days has really affirmed me for wanting to do IT, because, like, just today, just today, I had to watch that video on a guy who revealed a bunch of stuff about the NSA. And his name's Jacob Applebaum, and he revealed all this stuff about the NSA, what they do, and you know, like how they're kind of going beyond what they're supposed to, and yeah. And so he was just, you know, and it's kind of why I got paranoid for a little while, because I'm like, pretty much, like, you can't fight it, and it's the hardest thing. And it kind of affirms me to want to possibly invest into and become a part of cybersecurity. Because it's like, I want to be able to help those people that are terrified of the NSA and want to be able to, or like people that do things like the NSA, and you know,
Be careful that you're not getting into the whole going against the NSA thing.
no, I don't want to go against the NSA. There's nothing bad, but
Then you become a cyber terrorist, and it's the exact opposite of what you want to do.
that's what you think. But no, I want people to believe that they're safe. You know, that their computer is safe and that it's not going to be destroyed by a random person that wants to get into it.
I just better not get a call one day saying, no, your assignment is to take out a Matthew Johnson.
If your assignment is to take out a Matthew Johnson, I'm probably dead by the time you get there. I'm not gonna survive that long. Are you kidding me? I'm not good enough for the FBI to warrant me anything, or the NSA for that matter. I've been training you to be my rival agent. Oh fuck, which one is that? Oh shit, I misread that one. Fuck, which one is that? Okay, this is good. I've built my life around technology, and I'd like to make sure that my technology is okay.
Damn, dude, you got here with 716.
Just go twice as fast everywhere else.
In this building, because this is a Spokane Senate building, so I can't.
The Senate don't know won't hurt him.
ご延長はいかがでしょう。ありがとうございました。
Oh, fuck me.
お待たせしました。ほんまありがとう。
I should have done something else, damn it.
サンシャインにようこ ありがとうございますお願いしますありがとうございます
Menu.
メニュー
田島さん素敵です
It's also that same thing that I've like. If a PvP like a big MMO comes out, like a SAO, that's able to let me build my own shop and sell stuff as a blacksmith, I'm so doing that.
Have people have the economy based on what happens in game instead of out-of-game purchases.
Yeah, no, I want to be able to build my own like blacksmith shop and then have a group of people that go with me hunting for materials, and then we make weapons and sell them weapons.
Exactly. Like, hunters that bring you things and you pay me with supplies to the shop.
Yeah, exactly. I want SAO to happen so bad. I really do.
I mean, I would never do it because I'll never work for you. But,
Yeah, I wouldn't call it working for me. It'd be a partnership.
well, kind of.
Like I'd put myself, like I would even take the chance of trying to put you fucking above me or me above you.
Like I said, any power you obtain is Good evening.
Yeah, dangerous in the sense of when we're playing video games, I like to fuck with people, but if I'm running something that's actually going to cost people things, I'm not gonna fuck around.
I don't believe it. Skill is like the only rare resource in the Adam setting to kill it.
Yeah, but you're gonna be the one that found it.
Right. Good evening.
Wow. I mean, you're too nice of a person. You should walk by the person and be like, fuck off.
Honestly. Okay.
Okay, that's the dodge button.
Okay. You still playing Yakuza?
Yeah.
So if there's dodging as well as any other stuff?
Well, there's a whole combat. I mean, it's not just owning a shop. It's an entire game. Like there's owning shops, there's playing games, there's dancing at the karaoke. I mean, it's a gigantic game, man.
Is there crime syndicates?
Well, that's kind of what the Yakuza is.
Right. Can I have with them?
You're part of the Yakuza for a little while, and then after a while, you play as like two different characters, so each one are kind of in their own way invested in Yakuza and stuff like that. They each have their own story that interacts with the world, and
But you were playing the same thing, so one of them has to be a club owner.
no, like one of them is a club owner. One of them owns a club because that's his punishment. Like, he can't be a part of the Yakuza, and he has to make like $500 million, pretty much like $500 million a month for the Yakuza, or he gets, I think, or he gets gonna get killed or something. Something like that. I can't remember all of the details anymore. One of them the other one got framed, and like in Japan, especially during this time, having a state is like one of the biggest means of money because Japan is so small,
Right.
but they have such a big economy and a large amount of people that, you know, it's kind of like China where it's like space is everything. So being it like there's in one of the character stories, there's this just an empty lot that people want to get a hold of, and it's worth, I think, like $200 million at some point. And it's tiny ass space. Like, it's probably about as big as my room, and it's worth like $200 million. But it's because people build so much on that space. Like in Japan, an apartment complex could have like 30 different stores in it, and that's just how they run it, because they have to utilize the space. And a lot has changed since the 80s, where this was a time. But it was a big thing like that, where space is definitely everything in Japan when it came to money and all that, and power. So the more estate you own, the more power you had, and it made you more powerful. And especially in the Yakuza, it helped you obtain and build more land and run more businesses that you can extort out of. So like, there's an actual good story, but they also kind of take the point of also having fun with the game and like making just tons of fun little things that are just, you know, just in the game, like running a club, or you can go dancing at a karaoke, and there's so much little things in this game. Like, this game is friggin' huge. And it's just fun. It's that genuine fun that I get just from like a game being big and being able to just run around and do things, and you know, it kind of fills that sensation that I want to go to Japan at some point already. So this kind of helps fill that kind of craving when I want. I mean, it's not like it's perfect, of course, but it helps that craving a little bit. And like, they have like 6. There's 0, and then they've remade 1 and 2 now, and then it goes all the way up to like 6. Yeah. And,
which one are you playing?
I'm playing 0, so it's pretty much like the prequel.
Okay.
That they made it a little bit before 6 came out, so they made it like between 5 and 6, and it's just like a prequel to sets up most of the stuff. And I always tell myself I need to keep finishing them as much as possible, and then I just forget about them. Like, they're kind of an underrated game, but a lot of stuff gets stomped on, especially at the stuff at like E3 and stuff,
Right.
where they, like, Bethesda takes over and announces all their friggin' Fallout crap.
That Elder Scrolls Online is looking better and better. Like, I know I played it when it first started out, and it was garbage.
It's been getting better and better, and like, me and Tim have a copy, so if you ever want to, we can try it out.
I'm gonna buy it when I get home, because I think it's on sale for like, I don't know, like 16, 18 bucks, something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's...
I bought a game today, it was on sale for like 14, that's normally like 50 or 60, I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
Well, it's the kind of same thing that Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, is higher than WoW
Oh wow.
right now. Like, I think they have 12 million players right now, and WoW is down to like 5 to 8 million, I think. But yeah, no, like, because the whole thing with that is that when Final Fantasy XIV came out, it was utter trash. It was terrible, nobody liked it, and they actually shut the whole thing down. Like, they just completely pulled the project and said, no one's playing this game, we're done, we're gonna fix this.
Right.
We're gonna fix this game. And so they pulled it, worked on it for like 2 years, I think, and then they re-released it as A Realm Reborn, and it's great. Everybody loves it and is having a ton of fun with it. If it didn't have that subscription fee, I probably would have bought it by now. And it just,
Yeah.
I hate those subscription fees to those games and stuff, and it just,
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, but when you see how much is being added to every game, I mean, it makes sense.
yeah, but I mean, Destiny 2 and other games are doing the same thing, and they're not. I
There's
mean,
nowhere near as much content.
in Fallout 76, I'll say yeah, but like Elder Scrolls Online doesn't have a subscription service at all. You can have a premium service that is
Get you more stuff, more experience, and all that.
yeah, and you get like the new passes when they come out, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like if I just yeah.
Yeah, I hate that there are games that you can play for free, but you have to pay to win.
Yeah.
To go quick.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of games like that nowadays that just have learning curves, and just that learning curves are way too high for most people. And it's a big problem for a lot of people. Like, Warframe is that way. I want to say Warframe's a little bit lower than most when it comes to learning curves. It does take a bit, but it is definitely an easier learning curve than I think than some things. You fuckers has a gun. Ouch. But it's like there's games I want to play, and it's hard to. Oh fuck! I got killed. It's hard to play games with you guys when there's just not a super ton of fantasy games that I can really see a big interest in. Like, it's just, I really want something that's like Dark Souls, that's just multiplayer, that's getting constantly updated, that we don't have to worry about. You know, something that we can always come back to later and always enjoy. You know, and that's a little bit more high fantasy maybe than Dark Souls is, but because it's not like I don't enjoy Dark Souls, but again, it's Dark Souls has got that kind of dickish kind of maneuver to it that just eventually gets me or someone else salty. What up? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think so. I am. I'm also streaming. And you're standing in front of the camera. Ow. You got me shot. Fuck. That's why I'm kind of excited for Elden Ring, at least somewhat. Because I'm like, Hidetaka Miyazaki he's always been doing a good job. He's, you know, even if he wasn't really recognized for it. And I'm excited for it. I want to be excited for it, but I'm also keeping my skepticism. You know.
Oh yeah. You have to do that for every game, or else you'll ultimately get it down.
Yeah.
My personal experience. I've never had a game that's been like just absolutely incredible.
Yeah. No, that's kind of what happened with Anthem with me.
I really, really wanted to love Anthem.
I did too. I really did. It looked so good, but the world is just empty and the game's still broken. Like, EA has stated that it's like, yeah, we fucked up on Anthem. And I'm just like, that's great. You need to focus and fix it, and they're not fixing it. And
Yeah. EA never fixed anything, though, to be honest.
BioWare wants to fix it, but all the team is already starting to get moved towards the next Dragon Age project,
Right.
and less people are getting left behind.
Yeah.
And it's making everything harder for the BioWare team to fix these problems. just want them to. I want them to be able to. That's why I'm kind of excited for Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk to me looks really fun, and it looks cool. But I'm also kind of like, I need to try and keep my best about it, and not try and... Also, you probably like Yakuza just because it's...
Alright, I'll get you marked in. What were you saying?
I was saying you probably like Yakuza because the combat's just kind of fun and silly. Like the combat's very like they mocap a ton of like wrestling type of moves and stuff, and like it just makes it fun and everything. Like you don't actually kill anyone in Yakuza, but you have so much fun with the combat just being really well looked at, and it, you know, and it, like they mocap a ton of stuff, and like it just looks good, and like it's just like you gotta find those little kind of gems in the rough, which you guys found. Like, here's a Hammer Watch. Like that thing is a fucking diamond in the rough. I don't know how you guys came across that game.
I don't know. I looked at it and thought it was cool, and then I convinced Austin to buy it, and then you got it, and then
Ricky got it?
it's been a great investment, I think. For $8 fucking
For $8, even if you play by Tim's really rough rule of $1 to an hour of gameplay, that game has already bypassed by far what we're, you know. Which, again, I still don't agree with his.
Yeah, I don't necessarily either.
I don't agree with it completely. I believe that there's a ratio to it. But I'm also kind of like, I need, you know, you need to appreciate what the developers have created over what you think should be your fun and, you know, other things. But
I would go as high as to say I would pay 5 to 1 hour ratio. $5 to 1 hour.
that's kind of where I find myself usually. It's like 5 to 8. I usually don't find myself much above there. I used to say, you know, pay them at least minimum wage. Because it's like, why wouldn't you pay your developers at least minimum wage?
Right.
Because if you think about it, a lot of people, there's actually a lot of people that don't know, but like when it comes to being a video game developer, you are heavily a cruncher. Like, you think that you work heavy hours, video game developers work 70, 80 hour weeks.
Oh, I don't think I work heavy hour weeks. I just work long days.
I think you work
But
heavy hour weeks.
and I know that they do, because I looked into being a game developer a long time ago.
Yeah, I did too.
And they live at the office, and all they
Yeah,
do is
no,
fucking eat snacks and drink energy drinks, and they just fucking go
Yeah.
all week long.
Yeah.
Day and night.
Yeah, I've seen them.
No, I definitely respect what they do.
Yeah, I've heard. I think either Epic Games or no, it was who was it? The people that made League of Legends. Riot Studios.
今日もえらい疲れたの。早いとこマッサージしてもろて。バキバキ。
But yeah, no, Riot. I know Riot was a big thing of having people work 80 to 100 hour weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god, no. Like, that's just absolute, like, people wouldn't go home. They'd just live at the office, and I'm just like, oh my god. Which is one thing why I think Nintendo may have taken a step towards either playing a card in that perspective, or they actually are being truthful about how nice they are. Because Animal Crossing got delayed to 2020, and like a lot of people were upset about it at first, but their reasoning is that we want to give our developers time to sleep and rest, and
Yeah.
you know, which I think is both a marketing tip and you know, the truth. I want to believe it's a little bit of both, because it's like on one end I'm like, there's no way they would just do it just for that. Thinking company wise. I would like to believe that, but again, they're business. I don't. At some point, they gotta kind of be like, yeah, no, we gotta crunch down on this now.
Yeah, again, the whole company. To run a business, you have to be the one that's like, hey, you gotta work like 17 doubles this week. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, I'm good with just running one without any having to worry about losing anything.
I'm surprised you never thought about being a teacher. I've seen a lot of. You get a lot of enjoyment from teaching people about new things.
I mean, I've thought about it, and I thought about it for quite a while, but I think there's a difference between me teaching people and me teaching kids.
Well, I'm not saying a teacher of children. I'm saying, like, with your whole like IT thing, I'm surprised you're not going into whatever equivalent it would be. I mean, I guess you are. Yeah, you kind of are, because you're going into, you want to help people be protected from.
Well, and that for them to be aware. I think for me, there's a difference between teaching someone about something and informing them about it. Like teaching someone, that's like you're taking the time to teach them all about it and let them know and give them all the information. And there's no way I'm going to have all the information. Like even, you know, like my teacher right now that I'm taking in my computer ethics and law class, it's like you can tell that he's like, there's some things that he's like, I'm probably a little bit out to date on this and that, but you know, he's within the know usually. But, and I mean, it's just kind of like that stuff that it's just like, I would have to be really in the know and always keep myself up to date, and I try to, but it's kind of like that thing. It's just like I would like to try and keep myself up to date and then inform people that are out of date about it. You know, and I mean, teacher for a while just in general was a thing, but again, that was also like I wanted to be a band teacher, I wanted to be a music teacher, I wanted to be other stuff, and again, IT is kind of like just my first door for the mix. Like I want to get an IT job, yeah, and I want to find something in IT, but like if something else springs up like computer engineer or, you know, becoming a professor for IT or, you know, anything like that, like if that springs up from this, great. If not, that's okay, you know. But this is what I know I'm interested in. I love this. I love my computer. I love messing with computers. I hate the fact that I'm coming in late to it, the fact that the cloud is becoming more and more of a thing. Because eventually, if Google Stadia and all those cloud service things become more of a thing in the end, then hardware like big PCs are going to become less and less of a thing. Yeah. But
that's what I saw today, like just a teeny little glimpse of Austin not knowing what the area is, and you running around with them, like, okay, so this is what happens here, look out for this, be aware of that, and I just feel like you were like super happy, and I don't know, you sounded really happy.
I mean, I think I enjoy running. I think I enjoy running through with people, and yeah, again, it's that kind of informing thing, and
yeah.
I think it makes me happy when I can help people just, you know, progress.
You like to help people.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's. I think it's more of a joy of working together with someone and using the same information. I'm a cautious person by nature, but using the information that everyone has to be able to
身元確認すんのにわしんとこ来るやろ。
One sec.
そしたらわしはこう答える。間違いありません。その死体はうちの従業員です。言うてな。
青か
Are you at
そんなん
the
殺が
gate
調べたら
on
すぐ
the
バレるやろ
side?
大丈夫や。女殺した後はその顔を誰かわからんようにしてしまえばいい。
There's a
指紋
common
も薬で焼いてあるんや。
お前は何なんや一体
Okay, yeah, there should be a gate on the northeast end of that building. And it'll be a big gate with a gold padlock on it, or bronze.
本当のこと言えよ
And then just use that combination. What's the combination they gave you?
なんとか言わんか
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that'll be the same gate.
なんやと
大陸系の組織に雇われとった。
半年前
Yeah,
Just go.
it's all one big area. There's
Yo,
multiple
boy,
addresses on it, but it's one big property.
組織に監禁されとる女がおったとして、どないしてわしがそれ
Okay, if you can't get in, just give me a call and I'll do my best to
わ
guide
し
you
は
through
組
this.
織に雇われて韓国系の連中を襲撃して
Okay, good.
倉庫におったんは2人
All right, thank you very much.
そいつらを始末してみるとそこに半裸の
No,
女
it's fine. I'll get you marked in.
けど
それ
Mm-hmm.
あ
Bye.
あ誠やこの子は見えん見えでわしの手探してな
God, people are so dumb.
わし
I'll
は
be gentler with our
あんたは
older employees.
それ以来の親代わりっちゅうわけ
I feel like you should be gentler with the newer employees.
ああ
Hmm.
せやけどわし
No,
も
you know
昔
how it
は
is, the newer
ほ
generation.
んまの娘持つ
You're stupid. I'm gonna sue you for hurting my feelings.
小
What?
さいと
That's not how law works.
真島は娘守るためやったら
Oh,
そ
she's
れ
gonna
が
be
ええことやない
happy.
ことも分かってる
She saves me a fuck ton of time too.
お前にも手貸して
Oh
も
my
らうで
fuck!
真島
A guarded Kearney and Trumark?
お前の雇い主に誠殺した報告してもらわなあかん
Is it even her that's on? It's not. It's
Huh?
Daniel. She's gonna be pissed.
極道なめすぎやそんな小細工すぐバレる
せやったら他にどんな手があるっちゅうねん言う
話やしまいや
Damn, that fucked me up.
そうやってまた逃げん
What were
の
we
か
talking about before we got so rudely
わ
interrupted
し
by
に
one of
は
my
分かるで
It's not.
Before I got so rudely
お前
interrupted
が
to do my
刀なく
work.
してもたんもそないして逃げてきたからやろ
I don't know, like, you're right on some things. Like, I do enjoy helping and teaching a little bit.
なんやかや
But I think, I don't know, there's something
己
else
の
to it.
手
I
を
think
汚さんと
it's
ずーっと自分を正
it's
当
me
化して
being
きたんとちゃう
cautious
か
and being able to
お前も
inform
所詮
others
元は
about
極道やったんや
something and help them through it. And
せや
And some of it's maybe even joy of the fact that I know Austin probably didn't like it.
な
Because I know that Austin likes doing things on his own.
Yep. I mean, I could tell. It was like, okay. Great.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, I
but
love when you get satisfaction from pissing people off.
I mean, it's kind of a lower end satisfaction.
But it's still there.
I mean, I think everybody gets a little bit of that somewhere.
Oh yeah. I know most about it.
Oh yeah,
You know a lot
yeah,
of it.
yeah. I mean, Siege has taught me many things about you and Ricky. I didn't know Ricky was such a fucking sadist when it came to that game.
Oh man.
Like, me and him had a pretty good chat. One of the times where it was just me and him, and he, there was, what was it? There was a smoke, and, what, it's that he was, he originally was Blackbeard, and he didn't get down to the lower floor to do what he needed to do, and Ricky just commented that he's just like, great job, you really tried your all there, and like he just was a little bit sassy with him, and there's nothing. And then and the sass started to escalate, and he got a little bit back at it too. And eventually, on the last round, he was smoke, and he gassed Ricky, and so Ricky killed him. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, legitimately, like, 'cause like I didn't know what was going on. He tried to kill me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine, whatever. You had to kill him. And then he's like going nuts on him pretty much, and like pretty much like laying into the dude. And I'm just like, Ricky, you need to calm down, broski. And he's like, no, like this dude tried to fucking kill me. And I'm like, to be completely honest, dude, you did start a little bit of it. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like telling him that it's like, if you didn't sass him in the very beginning, it probably wouldn't have escalated to the state it was in, and it wouldn't have been that problem. And he's like, yeah, but the thing is that I don't care about any of these fuckers, and there's nothing wrong with me doing this because I hate them, because I have no connection to them, and this is the only chance I get to ever scream at people and feel justified for it.
And that's where Ricky and I differ from you.
Oh yeah, no.
Because you don't like that, and Ricky and I kind of.
No, yeah, no, because Ricky was like, to be completely honest, I enjoy this. Whether I'm pissed at a dude or not, I'm enjoying it. You know, a lot. And I'm just like, I don't enjoy pissing off people just because I can.
Right. Well, when it's different. Like if the person, a little bit of sass back and forth is fine, but when the person starts being just a complete asshole, then I'm gonna put everything I got into it.
Yeah.
As does Ricky. But like, it's the same thing as like with the invaders when you and I got into it a little bit because you were like, why do you always kill the invaders? And I was like, why do you always make friends with them? And it's just two different personalities.
Yep.
I like to fucking destroy people. You like to do teamwork people. You either went silent because you're pissed, or you went silent
No,
because...
I'm right. I'm also watching like the game too, so I got a couple things going on.
I was like, oh, I pissed him off.
No, you're completely right. No, I like having the invaders come and be like, hi, if they want to fight, I'll fight them, and if they don't, it's just like, oh, and you just run around and have fun, you know. You're just like, I don't trust you. You're gonna die immediately.
Right.
And again, for me, it kind of depends on the games too. Like I've seen a pretty good split of invaders, like in Dark Souls, specifically in Dark Souls, where it's like, oh, this person, you know, in Dark Souls, it's a pretty good split of good invaders, bad invaders. And then for games like Siege, I'm kind of like, I'm not going to deal with that because I know 90% of Siege is just trash.
Right.
So I just don't deal with the time or the time of day to be able to try and do it. If anything, I just try and cool everyone off with random fucking statements.
Right.
But yeah, no, but I mean, there's also games where I like to believe in the abilities of people and other, you know.
Mm-hmm.
For me, sometimes it depends on the scenario more. But the difference is that if someone's being a dick, I can just let them be a dick, and I can just let that go.
Right.
While you guys are like, that guy's being a dick, I'm gonna be a dick back to him and show him what of a dick he is.
Right.
You know,
well, and that's where most of our fights come in. It's because I don't know. There's a lot of the times I don't want to say that you are trying to control things, but a lot of the times you don't let people do what they would want to do because in your mind it's not right, and then that causes a fight. I don't know. I've seen a lot of that where Ricky will be doing something. You don't do it as much with me, but where Ricky will be doing something, and you'll be like, "Hey, Ricky, knock it off! Like, stop!" And then you guys will kind of be like, "No, fuck you! I'm gonna do what I want," and then it just goes back and forth from there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No. I don't know if it's control.
No, I don't think it's control either.
I think it's more just. I feel like it takes more effort when Ricky does the stuff that he does sometimes. Like, he has to take more effort to do some of the stuff that he does, when in fact it probably doesn't for him, because it probably comes naturally. Because for me, it takes more effort to do some of the stuff, like be a dick to people on Siege. It takes more effort for me to think of something to say to the dude, rather than just let it go, or
So I think that's where your helping mentality comes in again, because for you, it takes more effort and it kind of drains you, as where for us it like gives us energy and pumps us up. So you're trying to help, but it counters because it's the exact opposite for us. So you're like, hey, come on guys, don't waste it. And we're like, no, yes, we need to do it.
Yeah, no, and I get that.
But it's not you trying to control. I think it's just you trying to help again.
Yeah, no, and I mean, there's some days where I'm definitely like that. Like, there's definitely some days that I'm like, ooh, that shit pumped me up, because like either you guys went ham on someone, or like I had a good statement just pop in, and like, sometimes it'll just go through and it'll just be beautiful and everything will work out, and that fucking fires me up. But for me, it's more of like the gameplay. It's why I love squad-based gameplay so much. It's why when we started doing, when me and you were also playing Heroes of Hammerwatch just a minute ago, and we started busting through the 4th levels. I mean, it took us, what, 3-4 tries to get through the 4th tier of levels in that game, and where the 3rd floor took us the last couple of days. And it pumps me up when we're moving more like that. I guess more in a productive manner in the end, I guess, is what I think.
Yeah. That's good. Cool, this is Lloyd. Okay. Dude, I don't even see that on our scheduling list for tonight. Okay, and it's where is it again? Prairie View Elementary. Okay.
It's a movie set. Kind is north by northwest.
Okay. Yeah, that might be best, but yeah, I have no information. I didn't even know you were working that time. Okay. Alright, yeah, if you can just give Deb a call, that'd be good.
Yeah, I will.
Alright, thank you. Bye. Fucking hate that. You look like a fucking idiot because I can't tell him what he needs to do. That's the one thing that if you do... Oh, stream, never mind.
Man, that's whatever. No one sees these. I have zero years currently.
Okay, then... So that's the one thing that might frustrate you about this job if you do end up taking it. Because they will hire you. There's no way. They hire fucking... You're way better than a lot of people they hire. So, if you decide to take the job, the one thing you'll notice is that there is a decent amount of lack of community. So like, you'll need to check eHub every day, which is the app that's on the center now. Because it could change. You need to be aware of what shifts
I mean, I'm kind of good with anything right now. Like, if it's a little, like, I'm I'm used to lack of communication at this point.
Right.
Like after dealing with what fucking FedEx has given me, it's a great showing of how to deal with lack of communication because no one tells me anything. I'm a DG agent, they're like, yeah, we got $30, the Corosas here, and we don't know what to do with them. I didn't even know those were coming in. Those aren't in the system. Yeah, well, they're out here at the plane. What?
そら興奮するに決まっとるやろ。お前水臭いやないか。たった一
Be
人
wary. I mean, if you ask for hours, she's gonna give you fucking hours.
Yeah.
ようやったで真島。
Yeah.
You want what you're
Well,
asking
I
for.
just need to make sure she knows that it's like I'm not available
あの写真の
when
女
I'm at school.
Right.
You know. That's all.
今日未明蒼天堀川で発見された若い女性の遺体は身につけていた衣類などから牧村誠さん20歳とみ
Yep,
られま
I'm
す。
sure that
遺
because
体
she's
は
not
損
gonna
傷
make.
が激
There's
しく、
no way that she's
大
gonna be
阪
like, yeah,
府
oh
警
yeah,
で
you're
は
working.
牧村さんが何らかのトラブルに巻き込まれた殺人事件であると断定。
SPS Patrol, this is Lloyd.
捜査本部を設置し
なんやこれは。お前がやったんちゃうんか。あの写真の女を。俺はやっとら。やるわけないやろ。せやけどお前。死体は昨日お前が持ってた誠の服着とったで。なんやと。朝店にデカが来てな。身元確認や言うて死体の写真見せられたんや。顔は潰されとったが服は間違いなくお前に渡したやつや。
Okay. If you get me, I guess if you run into a building
Aye.
employee, they probably have a key for it.
ああ
Okay.
お前にや。
What do they have? I'm not sure. I've never even heard of that site. Yeah.
変わった真面目。
わしからのプレゼント
Huh.
受け取ってもらえたか。
何の話。
決まっとるやろ。牧村誠の死体や。
なんやと。
あの子はこれで死んだことになった。あんたの雇い主もこれで納得やな。
Okay.
あんたが消される心配はもうないっちゅうわけや。感謝してもらうな。
お前何もんや。目的は何や。
All right.
取引したいんや。あんたと。
何わけわからんこと。
実は今な。
Jeez Louise.
あんたの店で飲ましてもろてんねん。
お前グランドに。
Did you ever call Deb? Did you ever call Deb?
いやもうちょっと
Okay.
店やな真島君。わしここ気に入ったで。
Okay. Well, I mean,
今から
as
一
long
緒
as
に
the post
楽し
order's
もうや
being
ない
followed,
か。
then nothing wrong's gonna happen.
あんたも早おいで。
Yeah. If you have any problems, just give me a call. I'll have the phone on me. Okay. All right, awesome. That's good. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.
一体何がどうなっとるんや。おい、どういうことや真島。
Fun people.
さっきの。
あ
俺があんたから取ったほぐし会館の制服。俺がそれ捨てたとこ。
Oh, that was Vic. Oh my god.
そういうことかいな。
Kaya.
それつこて
You good?
誠のし
Yeah, that
け
was
ど
the. I
何
thought that was the wrong
Shut
guy. I thought it was the other guy that was working the
Kid
movie
over
place.
now.
となる
That's why
と
when he said, "Did you call Deb?" He was like, "Well, I'm making
まず
contact."
その関係やな。
When he's trying to get inside the buildings,
奴の欲しがっとるのは
and he just needs to walk the perimeter.
どないする。
相手はグランドで俺を待っとる。
そらええけどお前一人でのこのこ出ていくんか。
こ
guy gets arrested for breaking and entering. It's okay.
That'd be so dumb. He arrested the security guard working the site here.
We told him to walk around the perimeter, but he broke into the place. Actually, my law and ethics, my computer ethics law class has been talking to me about this stuff. Oh God. About what people call social, social engineering, where they hire people to dress up as like IT or something, and try and walk into
Try to get through secured areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something that a lot of hackers and people do. And I think he was saying that 70% of the security don't check ID.
Yeah.
Which to
Yeah, it's a
me
big
is utterly ridiculous. Because I'm like, your first thing should be like, okay, you say you're this, let me call up ahead and make sure that that's what you're here for, and that's what was called here for. You know? Like, you can't take that extra second. Like, he says that the biggest response was that, okay, let me know when you're leaving so I can lock the door.
Right. Yeah, it's not great. A lot of security places are bad, which is why we get so many fucking contracts. People that are stupid and don't do things right, so then like, alright, we're gonna hire a different security company instead.
Da-da! And thus, SPS Patrol has hired Micaiah. The hardest fucking working patrol man out there.
Damn straight. People should not be surprised if the newest person on the team takes the quickest clear route. Should not be how it is. People don't give a fuck, they don't work hard.
ちょっと立ってるやん。
当たり前やん。
ちょっと嫌や。やめて。
せやったら
This has more oomph than I thought.
いくら払えば揉んでくれる。
せやな。
Gotta get to
じゃあ
Rose Austin.
1万で1秒。
ほんまか。なら100万で100秒や。
当店はみだらな行為は禁止です。お客様。
I buy drinks before work and snacks during.
支配人。
ほう。あんたが真面目くんかいな。固いこと言うなや。場がしらけてしもたやんか。
ですが。
If you didn't do that, you'd probably save a ton of money.
Probably.
You'd probably be rolling in dough.
そりゃエロすいませんでした。支配人怖いな。な。
Not like it
当
costs
たり
me a lot.
前や。
What?
他の客の迷惑
So
に
it's
な
not
る
like
よう
it
な真似
costs
さ
me
れ
a
て
lot.
No.
支配人として見過ごせるわけないやろ。
It's not like it's a ton.
ちゃうねんって。そない乱暴なことせんわ。これでもちゃんと筋通してますし。実はお店の人に頼んで貸し切りにしてもろたんや。
Trip to Costco and buy snacks in bulk and then bag them up and take them.
Yeah, or go to Winco or something.
Oh yeah, I definitely spend more money doing this. But I mean, when I move out, I'll be at least way less
Yeah, you'll be more
on the
frugal.
drive spending.
Yeah.
わしらの会話。
When you're
あ
not
んた
paying
も
rent, it
他の
doesn't
もんに
matter
聞か
too
れた
much.
ないやろと思ってな。人払いしといたんや。これでも気使うてるんやで。まあまあ、座ったら。たまには自分の店で飲むんもええもんとちゃうか。
何もんや。
わじゃな、鬼人会中 看板掲げさせてもらってる西谷ってもんや。
鬼人会。
こっちの欲しいもんは分かっとるやろ。真島君、
Crazy that the reason I want to move out most is
牧村誠ちゃん。
I mean, that's a good reason for both you and
あの子どこに隠しとんのや。
honestly. I mean, I still don't think Tim's gonna be gaming with us a lot.
前に
No, I
う
don't think
う
so.
ちの若いもん
Tim and
が
I had
誠ちゃんさらいにハリ
like
シ
a
ンとか
WoW
行った
day
や
where he
ろ。
just came over and we played
せや
WoW.
けどあんたが手に負えん言うてな。結局
And
わし
it
が出
was
てこな。
still,
お前があのボンクラ
we took a break
あ
and
んた強いらしい。
he wanted to go take a break and like go for a walk. So we went on a
何言う
long
と。
walk around.
なあ、カリカリせんと聞いて。
Yeah, I mean, we don't. He just. I don't think he's just used to being able to A, game for that long, and B, he's just not. He's a person that wants to do something productive at least once during the day, whether that be going on a walk or, you know, whatever. You know, he can't just sit inside and do nothing like me and be a lazy fuck.
頭はそのつもりで来たんやろ。
Yeah, no, I get it too. Usually when he comes over here, yeah, we'll usually go on a walk or something. If it was that simple.
What?
Oh, someone commented on the chat.
Oh,
なんや真島君。どないしてんや。
A very
俺は店の中で客殴られへん。
なあそれ。
この店の支配人としての流儀
I got the 5-0 behind me.
なんやなんや。あんたほんまにわし好みの男やな。せやけどどないしよう。真島君の流儀も大事や。けどわしもはよあんたとやり合わな。もう収まりつかんで。せや。そしたらこないでしょ。ちょ待って。あ、もしもし警察でっか。わしキャバレーグランドの支配人ですわ。
何？
今頭おかしなったヤクザが店でドス抜いてますね。全然客やないです。強盗ですわ。はよ助けに来てください。
何考えとるんやお前。
これでわしは客やないちゅうこっちゃ。札も認める立派な強盗やで。
What?
支配人言うた
I don't know why I'm whispering.
強盗まで殴らんちゅう流儀はないや
Yeah, just yell at
ろ。
him.
大事な店を守るため。
He ain't gonna pull you over. You look like a cop. You look like a cop. He'll follow.
わしはもう仕事
No,
抜き
honestly,
や。
no, don't.
楽しませてもらうで。
Yep.
I mean, we're not anywhere near the same level as they are, but
そ
they
こまで
they
言うんや
know
っ
that
たら
we're
付き合うた
out here doing our job, trying to keep things
俺も
protected,
仕事抜
and
き
it honestly gives them less things to worry about
真島君。
if we respond to burglary.
がっかりさせんなよ。
You make their jobs easier.
ゾクゾクする。
Beautiful Hellcat.
I was like, Hellcat. Oh man.
Hellcat with a nice body kit on and everything.
Damn. I mean, there's roof scoops too. They look,
There was roof scoops, but it didn't have one.
they look a little bit weirder. Man, I actually been thinking after I'm done paying off my Challenger, depending on where I am in my life, I'm investing in a Camaro too. Like, at first I was like, the Challenger's good, like, and I still love the Challenger and I love everything about it. But it's that kind of thing where it's like, I would like to kind of, I think I just like the design of the Camaro as well. Like, it's just, yeah, they're beautiful cars.
I'm still getting the most out of it. Whenever I get a better paying job, I'm getting my most out of it.
Yeah, man. You'll enjoy it.
It's so sad that I Lloyd. I'm up on the South Hill currently. Yeah, I'll make my way down there.
Thank you.
Alright. I'll be there probably about 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I'll be down there momentarily. Alright, fuck me. Fuck my entire route.
Is that the guy that's been calling?
One of them. Fucking damn. Go all the way down to like the
Damn.
I was at least an hour out of my route. Oh well, whatever. And I'm running 4th shift tonight, so that just means that I'm not going to be able to help.
Yeah.
Help the other people do what they need to do. Means they're going to get out late. So am I, so fuck them.
たまらんでわしこんなん初めてや
I get it though, he's old. I wouldn't want to go into a building unsecured.
しぶとい男やな。
No, I
I mean,
wouldn't.
actually, I would because I'm me, but
I wouldn't go in there anyway because I'm me.
ない
you better. You guys are fucking
お時間
security.
いるかいな
I'll go in there when there's backup.
Oh my god.
札の旦那方
Okay, where are you, Karen? I'm like 2 hours out. Can you come and help me?
Oh my god.
待てや西谷。
It'd be better if they made a system that let you notify anyone that's
どっからの命
nearby.
令や。
There is no one nearby. I'm the only patrolman on shift right now.
それは
Really?
次会うた時のお楽し
Well,
み
but there's like no one security guards within a nearby radius closer than you.
Well, the thing is that those are standing guard sites. So if I had one other guard leave another site to help something, if something happened at that site, our asses would get lit up.
Yeah. It just feels like you should have people on backup that if someone needs it, they can go.
Well, that's what I am.
Well, but you're kind of like, I don't know. It feels like you're kind of the mediator of them all and that you might keep yourself as open as possible to be able to respond to anyone rather than if you respond to one person, you are now having to delay everyone else. It feels like they should either have more responders or more
They
or
should have
people
somebody that-
specifically
yeah.
made to be the backup.
Right. It'd be amazing if they had someone on shift that was a patrolman that would just do alarm responses. That'd be great. Because I would save us that are out here doing our patrol routes a fuck ton of time because we wouldn't have to leave our route.
Yeah.
But I mean, for them, it's again, it's about the business. Got to think of the money side of it. If they were just paying someone to sit and wait for alarm calls to happen, it might not happen. That's a waste of money.
Yeah, I
If
guess.
they had somebody they could be that was on call, they could be like, hey, we need you to get down there, use your personal vehicle. Then sure, yeah. But I don't think anyone would take that shift.
なんですぐ連絡してこなかったほうれん草はど
うっかりしてたんや。これから連絡。
は
Come on, people.
あでも妙なんだよな例の女の死体俺はなんか腑に落ちねえんだよお前さ
Oh,
な
nice.
んで
No
わ
blinking
ざわ
return
ざ
either.
死体の顔を
Fucking
潰した
idiot.
の
Oh.
そのくせ死体には女の働き
Frustrating.
死体の身元隠してえのか隠して
Lead me to murder.
妙だよ
人を殺したの初めてやったんや。
気が動転してたって
Stereotypes are real right now.
どうでもえ
Judge
え。それ
everyone.
より
Judge them
も
all.
う仕事は済んだんや。
She was an old Asian lady.
これで。
その
That is the trifecta right there.
I know. So that's 3 stereotypes rolled all
ロ
over.
ボットは好き勝手やる
You, miss, should be banned. Based on what the world has told me, you should be on this. You should not be on these streets.
そっか
I mean, there wouldn't be stereotypes if
この
that didn't happen.
何を。
Yeah.
もしそんな
I'm not gonna get into it on
Yoshi.
stream because again,
そんじゃ島野の兄弟とはなしつけとくからよ
somebody that comes in
そ
and
れまで
watches.
しっかりこの店儲けさせてくれや
Ew.
な
I don't know. Some dude named Keith Price commented about me needing to get pussy for this, but
What the fuck?
I don't know when he commented. He commented at 8:09, so about 10 minutes ago.
Golly.
I don't know if he's talking about the game or if he's talking about real life, or I'm not sure anymore.
Oh, will crotch rocket break down?
Do you know if Austin still has his little motorcycle?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's touched it. If he does,
I know he hasn't touched it. Like, I know he hasn't wanted to ride that thing since the accident, which, I mean, I don't blame him. But I was thinking that if I wanted to get a bike,
buy it off him.
yeah. Kind of like what Ricky has, you know, kind of get a first thing that's kind of cheap and that I can drive and learn to drive and not worry about it as much.
Never even met Victor. This is interesting.
That's also something we need to do later in our lives.
ああ支配人さん待てちょう
Oh,
どよ
nice.
かったよ
Nice.
お
Fucking asshole.
前、ジャンス。
リーさんど
That
こにい
same
る
douche that was on the crotch rocket that I was talking shit about. Just
薬届けた
when he realized I wasn't a cop,
リーさ
cut
ん
me off
何
as
か
close as he could as possible, and then floored it down the highway.
そしたら俺がついでに届けたる。あんた。
Prick.
あ
Okay, I gotta call Michael
でも
Johnson now.
急いであげないと薬切れると
Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson.
Is he invested in basketball?
I wish. Michael Jackson.
That's invested in music. Oh, that's that's a dangerous territory right there.
Oh, are you on side of the Costco Valley?
Yes, I am. Sorry, got sidetracked.
Oh, that's fine. Just checking in.
Alright.
Alright, thank you. Bye.
You fucking Joe. I may switch.
You may switch games.
Yeah.
Well, you're not having fun.
The story is not nearly as fun as the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the story's bad. It's just definitely not as fun as the rest of the game.
Fucking damn it! I'm so pissed right now. Gosh darn it. 40 more minutes, and Eldred would have been on shift, and then he could have dealt with that shit. I was allowed to use my light bar.
Oh, your light bar?
Mm-hmm. I would get terminated and ticketed. Or
You can't use it at all?
not on public roadways.
That sucks.
I don't have the authority. I'm not a emergency responder.
I mean, it still kind of sucks.
Yeah. I'll do it on properties, just not public roadways.
Yeah.
There's been times when I've forgotten to turn like not my emergency lights off, but my big white lights off. We're driving down the road at nighttime, just blinding people.
Can you see? I didn't think so.
If I get stuck behind a train, I'll go back.
Huh?
I do think part of it is I'm just not really paying attention either.
For what?
For the game.
Oh.
But I don't know, for me I'm just like not super interested in like the story that Yakuza has. It's not like it's bad, but it is that just kind of like, I don't know, just that I don't find it super interesting.
Right.
I just find the game itself fun. The combat's fun. The combat's very solid, and the mini games and the little collection stuff is just fun for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch to something else. Okay. What else do I? What else could I play? Okay.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Okay.
Contractor come in with that, but he wasn't aware of this.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You got a firearm?
No, not on me.
Don't die on me.
It's fine. Got stairs on our left upstairs. I clear this downstairs first.
the scholars of both heaven and hell, this query is known as the riddle of sorrows. If sin is itself a part of the grand design, is not sin then, by definition, divine? A question for the sages. Though one particularly restless bunch kept a robust relationship to the topic. The Nephilim. Spawn of angels and demons. Warriors, relentless, unstoppable, blood-mad. Until they were betrayed by 4 of their own. War, death, fury, and strife. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Inconceivable power was bestowed upon the traitors by those sworn to maintain symmetry twixt order and chaos. The Charred Council. Bear witness as the Council holds court to end the Nephilim War in the name of balance. This is the new pact. War, bringer of worldwide fire. You are the juggernaut of all pain. Death, dark soul of eternity. You are the deepest decay. You are anti-life. Strife, endless spirit of timeless unrest. You are all that is unsettled in the hearts of that which lives and breathes. And finally, fury. Terrible engine of rage. You are the machine that...
Are we to waste our time on ceremony, or are we to fight?
Step forward and recognize, horseman. You are the most impatient of your kin. The least predictable, dancing on the edge of your own reality. Your brothers understand the undertaking set before them. But do you?
Still talking! Shall I have Death fetch us some tea, or can we get on with it?
Fury, your role in this story is yet to be written. I wonder, will you light the flame of creation anew? Or stomp out the embers for good?
Dreams more thrilling than reality. Had I known the new pact would be so exciting, I would have let war separate my head from my neck then and there. Is it possible to die of boredom? Rampage. Bored as I am, perhaps you're just lazy. If I didn't love you so much, I'd kill you just for something to do. The call? Finally. Please, please, please tell me you're a planet of demons that needs slaying. Or 2. War. What pathetic fate have you brought upon yourself, brother?
Watch your tongue.
I may be least favored of all the horses, but my tongue never found me chained to a rock like some dog.
Fury, approach us.
I take it there is a mess that needs tending to.
Though you jest, you speak true. War has broken his vows to this council and shattered the 7th seal.
The apocalypse. Why would he...
We know not. Yet. As we speak, Earth falls beneath the spears of heaven and the hammers of hell.
So the horsemen are to ride.
No. While the Charred Council seeks to understand how...
I muted you during that little thing, so I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, so. Oh, I'm glad I turned that back on.
He's the delicate one.
The 7 deadly sins have been released, by whom we cannot say, but the 7 roam the earth, free of our prison. The balance between order and chaos is already in jeopardy. The 7 cannot be left unchecked. War is in chains. Death is missing. Strife attends to other matters. The last time you faced the sins, it required all 4 of you.
I can handle those fools in my sleep. But when this task is complete, I demand that you grant me my rightful place leading the Horsemen.
If you would trade obedience for a title, so be it. But never make a demand upon us, Horsemen. You depart immediately.
Come here, Panther.
Greetings, Miss Fury. I must admit, this is a fortuitous fate.
Watcher, you doubt my allegiance?
Please, be not cross. I am such an admirer. Scratch that. I'm a fan. You are the Horseman. The only one that matters.
Enough!
Come on.
Just stay out of my way.
I will be as unto a shadow. Steadfast.
That's what I'm fighting.
Silent.
Fighting a
More
lot.
silence.
Go! Seek out the place called Haven. Your quest for the 7 deadly begins there.
Fury, wait. Whatever has passed between us, search your heart. You cannot believe I am guilty of these crimes. Something is wrong with the universe. Be vigilant, Fury. Forces conspire against us. Heed my words.
God, I hate that saying so much. I'm not gonna be a hero for $12.50 an hour. Like, bitch, I'll be a hero for nothing. Not gonna risk your life because you're making less money.
I mean, I'm kind of somewhere in the middle.
You don't want to risk your life, but don't play it on the I'm not making enough money to risk my life. Like that's
I'm just don't want to risk my life.
right, which is fine. That's I get that. But if you're basing it off money, like so you would risk your life for more money, that's kind of bullshit.
I mean,
I get it. It's just I don't agree with it.
Yeah. No. I mean, if I was getting paid like a fortuitous amount that was astronomical and like enough that I could not do much for the rest of my life, maybe. like, like upon millions of dollars. Like it's not usually ever gonna be enough.
Right. I hope it's not envy. That would be terror.
Oh, why is dodge right bumper? Why do you do this? Why do you make... I switched to Darksiders 3. Well, I've been wanting to play it for a while because I played 1, I tried to play 2, I'll talk to you about 2, and I couldn't do 2, like, something was just felt wrong with me.
Really?
I don't know why. Like, when I used to... I think it's just been the fact that it's, like, very predictable at this point.
Okay.
Like, you've come to a new area. Meet with this dude. You must find 3 things that are locked in 3 places. You must unlock the 3 locks to get one of the 3 things. Like, it very, just, I guess, cliche for a hack and slash.
Mistress.
Adorable. Build a house of sticks during the end of the world.
The same way?
1 was, but I think 1 was during the area where it was okay, and it was during a little bit more of my childhood. Like, I think playing 2 now if I had played 2 back when, you know, 1 was still popular, I think I would have been okay. But I definitely was, like, it's just hard to do. Like, like, it just felt just so predictable. Like, the game just like, okay, after I do this, I'm gonna have this to do. I'm gonna, like, I could predict the whole game out. And it felt like the horsemen in this world don't have an impact. Like, the horsemen, it doesn't feel like anyone really cared that they're the horsemen.
Yeah, I definitely that too. Like, people should fear the horsemen, and everyone's like, oh, you're just good.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I could take you on, I'm a common bitch. And it's just like, excuse me, what? Like, I think Witcher did a good way of that, where it's like, most people are afraid of Witchers, and you can see that, but they're willing to fight for their lives still. And everyone in Dark Souls is just, everyone's just going, eh. Just like, whatever, you're a horseman. What is target? What is target? Okay. Game, don't stop in the middle to tell me about something. Didn't need that. That's target, thank you.
Sugar, we're going down swinging. I'll be another for you. Tell me what you call me, and I'll no.
I need to. Ah, shit, fuck. I'm gonna get back. I also just like the aesthetic of Fury. Like, I find it weird that Fury's a thing, because they kind of, like, changed 2 of the horsemen, but... Yeah, it's Fury and Strife on the 4th and the 3rd and 4th. Strife, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But I'm kind of like, they're just kind of playing off of what they want, so... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, death is supposed to be last. Yeah, no, it definitely was just kind of like a... Okay. I did like Death's love for war, though, like his love for his brother. That I was like, that's cool. That's nice.
Yeah, that's super cool.
But it was kind of that thing where it's like, why, where's Strife? What's going on? Like, even the beginning, that like I just started playing this game and it's like, War's currently locked in chains. I think this is during while Death's on his search for whatever the fuck. So it's kind of in the middle. I got fucked up. So it's kind of in between while Death is off, because they're like, oh, Death is missing. So it's like, okay, so he's kind of off doing his own thing at the moment. And Fury is like, just like the most impatient one, just like this other stuff. Like, she's just pretty much rage.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, why would you make Fury? You're essentially just remaking war, but as a woman who's faster.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can understand it. It would be hard to create, like, Pestilence and Famine as characters to play as. I could see it being difficult, but on the other hand, it's like, if you got it right, though, I could see it being really cool. Like, because war obviously is combat based. Death, I feel like, I think death would be harder than anything else because it's like the point of death is that if you touch it, you're screwed. So I feel like death would probably be the hardest, if anything. Like famine and pestilence. Famine I could see definitely being like
a decay.
Like decay. Yeah, definitely. And then I could definitely see like pestilence being kind of like insect mage type. You know, swarm of insect kind of thing. And then death is just like and I mean, it's not like they didn't do a cool job with it, but it was kind of, I think it was just like, again, oh, you're a horseman? You're one of the only 4 horsemen in the entire universe that only exists in the entire multiverse? Eh! Kind of like, wow, underwhelming. They're also Nephilim, which I don't think was a thing. I think the 4 horsemen were just kind of just created.
I think that, yeah, because they're not archangels. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna go in and give you wrong theological stuff.
Yeah.
But I know that they were not Nephilim or angels.
Yeah. I just thought they were just kind of their own creation. It's been a while since I've looked them up. I definitely am liking Darksiders 3 more than 2. Yeah, I mean, again, it's that kind of thing where it's like, they took the time to, again, make it a little Souls-like. The dodging is more effective, and there's, you know, you kind of get a bit more of a reward for dodging. You get an open moment, and it's called, like, Arcane Counter. Oh, fuck me. And you deal more damage when you hit the opponent. It's like a counterattack. It's like, that's nice. And more and more combat is being derived around that system that Dark Souls created, and Demon Souls and Dark Souls created, of that kind of just unforgiving, just every attack matters kind of thing. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Because it's like that, you know, I think Dragon Age is probably my best example for combat where you just hold the button down and you just go. Like, I love Dragon Age. Dragon Age is a beautiful story. Go ahead.
SPS Patrol, this is Lloyd. Okay, I'll get someone down. Bye.
Yeah, it is kind of that thing again where it's like so many systems have begun trying to derive from the Dark Souls-esque combat system, which is good because it's what I love. So when people break in after I'm gone, it's not my fault.
This is what I'm gonna have to do to get caught back up. That way I don't have to come back.
Can't pause that. Gotta jump over that. That's why I'm excited that they announced that Code Vein is going to be on PC, because originally it was going to be PS4 exclusive. Which is why I'm excited that there was like, it's coming to PC. So I'm like, yay, because that means that we could all play that together. Because I think that'll be fun. It's anime Blood Souls. Which I think will be weird and silly and fun.
You're not good enough to face me.
I did hear that it doesn't feel as complete when this person that I watched that does Dark Souls lore played it. Like he got to play in the demo, and he was like, yeah, it's not exactly perfect. Yeah. No, it definitely was kind of a thing where it was like, he pointed out some very big things that would be bad if it was with multiplayer, and it didn't make sense. Because I mean, one of the other things is that you're gonna have a companion, like they're making a companion-based system, so you're gonna have like a companion with you for the entire game, an NPC-based companion.
Yeah.
Pretty.
And
I don't know why you're doing that, but good for you. Skateboarding and yoga pants and a bra.
Because our society thinks it's A-okay.
I mean, I don't know.
And now the whole world knows, okay?
Good. I like movies. Let everyone know.
Bopes, 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 bopes.
I did.
And if you pay me, we have to film it. Otherwise, it's illegal.
Envy used it to hold energies from the rest of the seven.
It will make a fitting prison for the others once their physical forms have been broken.
If I may, there is a sort of hum emanating from the
I
talisman.
remember that song from Grand Theft Auto 3.
Glow.
Will indicate when one of the
I
seven
look
is
back
nearby.
playing that game and I'm like, wow. Oh,
So wise.
fucking
You are
graphics.
all that the council promised, mistress.
I'm beginning to enjoy the sound of your voice, Watcher.
Porsche Doodle, name it.
Oh my gosh, it's so much worse when I'm sitting and not driving. At least when I'm driving, I can focus on other things.
No, I get you.
Eh?
Eh?
Ranger.
A ranger. What are you buying, stranger? What are you selling? I know, he was my favorite. I felt so bad because it looks like he became infected by Las Plagas, but he somehow maintained his like capability and like humanity somehow. I never could understand it. Like, he is probably both the most uninteresting and most unadapted, but also most interesting character.
I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't point out that even with the talisman, locating the other deadly sins will
Yeah,
prove
like
challenging.
what happened to him?
Finding envy was easy enough.
That was a gift. One I would not count on receiving twice.
No, I think they were just like, we need someone to let you buy guns.
The
Merchant.
weakest of the deadly sins.
Is he infected? Fuck it.
Anything
Yeah.
else to add?
Only what I assume you already know. The armies of both heaven and hell have cordoned off the world of man into
I want a
various
Resident
areas
I
of
want a
the
Resident
place.
Evil where we play as the merchant.
Look around us. The upheaval we have seen is the very
And you just
personification
wander
of the
around from place to
struggle
place,
between
getting rid of all
order
the
and
zombies in your way, and then you
You
arrive
have
before
set
the
for
player,
yourself an
and then you're just like,
unenviable task.
what are you buying? They're just like, how did you get here?
That's what makes it fun. The other sins are hiding across this shattered world.
why I
They
love that they
strike at
added, like,
angels
those
and
side
demons
stories, 'cause you
alike
got
in
to
their own
see, like,
selfish
a
bids
little
for
bit
power.
of, like, why
Their
things were the way they
hubris
were
will
with
Yeah.
Leon.
How they ended up the way they did on the aside.
Whatever I need, I will take, Watcher.
I mean, nobody would have gotten anywhere without the light.
Nope, because you would have been with the fucking pistol.
Exactly.
I've thought about doing a run with just the pistol.
I knew that war would one
You
day
could do it.
unleash
Yeah.
all
It'd be
this.
rough.
It'd be rough, but I think I think it's pretty possible. Doable? Yes. Fun? No. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Krauser? Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Get a better knife when you beat him.
Oh, so glad. Like halfway through the fucking game.
I mean, that knife, you essentially beat him. Just keep sliding.
Good point.
God, did you ever... Oh, God. The worst thing in my entire life is going through the mercenaries and getting 5 stars on every map with every character.
I did that.
I've done it like 7 times because my buddy keeps deleting his fucking save profile. And then I've got to do it for him again because he can't do it. And it
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, it's your fucking fault, dude. Good luck.
for real. He's also just like, I need help for God of War, the new God of War.
I still haven't played that either. I need to play that one too. Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
He called me over and he was like, I can't beat the Valkyries. They're like the hardest things in this game. And I was like, I've never played it. And he was like, I need help. So I went over there and like beat it my 3rd try. But I was like, come on. Like I've never played and just beat it my 3rd try. You gotta get better at games.
You gotta get good, bro. Like, games just aren't as fun if they aren't difficult anymore.
Yeah, that's true for me. If there's no difficulty in the game, I'm not playing it. Like, there's no point.
Well, and I think that's why there's the point of difficulty levels. Like, I won't play it on the hardest. If there's levels, I won't play it on the hardest difficulty. Usually because I want to enjoy the game a little bit. Like right now I'm playing on like the 2nd highest because I'm like, I want to enjoy a little bit of it. But it's also that kind of thing that it's like, I still want to feel a challenge. You know?
Wait, you're playing what?
I'm playing on like the 2nd highest difficulty.
What game though?
Darksiders. I mean,
did Sekiro. I was like, what? There's no difficulty choice.
no. There was a whole thing about it, but like that was a big thing for a little while. There was a lot of people that really wanted. Yeah, it was a big thing because it was like a big game. Like it was a really big game that came out. Because like Dark Souls, it was like, oh, you know, like there was no difficulty in the beginning, so to put difficulty in the other 2 games would have been out of place. But with Sekiro, it's like this whole new game. He could if he wanted to, you know, but he didn't because he wanted to keep the difficulty to a certain level, and he was like, he wants the game to be played in its entirety. But there is a huge thing made against people with disabilities. The fact that the people with disabilities will have no chance whatsoever to play of it because they are inhibited physically.
Okay, I mean,
And well, and that's been a big thing that's been going around recently. is that a lot of, even Xbox especially, actually, Microsoft's been doing a lot with making disability-enabled controllers that do a lot of, and a lot of developers are moving with that thing and being like, okay, if they're doing this, we'll make the accessibility controls better, and so people can do a lot more, and people with disabilities are able to play. I saw some dude play fucking Dark Souls with slabs of meat the other day, and I was just like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. Well, that wasn't a disability guy, that was just a dude.
I know.
Just a tad rough.
Life is rough. Gotta roll with the punches.
Life is rough, unlike your arm, which is soft because there's lots of it. Ah!
Oh, get wrecked.
But no, it's the kind of thing where it's like I'm very malleable when it comes to those things. Where it's like, oh, I can agree with some points and I can agree with other points. You know, or it's like, yes, I agree that the game needs to be more accessible for people with disabilities because that's not fair, and it'd be good for them to be able to, you know, experience the game in their entireties. But on the other hand, it's part of Miyazaki's dream and his goal and his vision to show these games and how they play and everything about them. You know, so it's kind of like neither side's wrong. And it's kind of one of those harder ones where it's just like there's no right or wrong. Oh, okay. God, I hate it when the game just... I love it when the game just decides, hey, you got this new thing, let me interrupt everything that you're doing so I can tell you about this new thing. Did I lose you?
I was agreeing with everything you said, but...
I see.
People once on your stream, I'll never do it again.
Have you? Probably. Yeah, probably. I could believe it.
I do believe it, I was there.
I was the peer. I think E3 fucks me over a little bit, because whenever I watch it, I'm like, I'm so excited for those new games, and then I don't play other games because I'm like, I just want to play the new games.
I just don't watch anything about it. See something on I don't watch a lot about them because I want to experience it myself and I don't want to be sucked away from everything else that I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, that's understandable.
Perhaps there are human survivors.
Not my concern.
Wow, that was... Wow, he was trying to be a dick, and he was trying to hide there and possibly get the jump on me. That didn't work for him. Well, he attacked way too soon. Okay. Oh god, that thing fucking killed me. Oh god, I'm all the way back here, damn it.
Explain it while they were walking by. With every site that we do.
Yeah.
And this looks really weird. Taking a picture.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I caught none of that. You're really choppy.
Because I'm in that tree area.
What is this lurcher clump? I think you're sounding a little better now. Oh wait, nope, never mind.
It looked weird standing outside somebody's house taking a picture. Choppy again.
Well, I heard you though. You chopped a little bit, but I still heard you. Yeah, I bet I wouldn't feel the most safe if I just saw a person outside taking a picture in the dark. Dark-ish. But I guess if I saw them wearing a uniform, I'm like, okay, it's probably for work or something.
Yeah. Black shirt, black pants, put patches on it. Badge.
You make a good point. I feel like the people that would want to do that may not have enough money to actually do that, or they're running the crime syndicate. I want to believe so.
Yeah.
Good evening. Good morrow. How was your day, sir? Maybe when Joey gets on, we'll start playing Borderlands. We're gonna try this thing. LB Ray Trade. Whoa! Okay, well, utterly demolished that thing. They did simplify this game a lot more than Darksiders 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's definitely a lot more simplified where it's just like you have attribute points that upgrade your base attributes, and from there you do, it'll increase these 3 stats, which will increase these bases, you know, not much. And then most items, from what I understand, most other weapons that you get in the game are mainly based for more traversing the environment rather than actually fighting in combat. Most of the game is around her fury whip things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That tree. It's impressive. But is it just me, or is it out of place here?
It is a maker tree. Most likely we will find refuge there.
Getting out of these vehicles is not fun.
Those things are bigger than most, aren't they? I guess any car would be annoying for your size anyway.
Pretty much. Even my personal car is annoying to get in and out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
hate truck drivers, but it's just the easiest thing to use. As much as I love my Mustang, that was
Aren't we making a mighty
the reason I
Says the demon who announces his ambush.
It was not my intention to do battle, horseman.
That's okay. Well, you can.
Do not test my patience.
Very well. War is too hazardous an occupation for myself, horseman. I am here in the name of blind capitalism.
Didn't get your what?
I am Volgrim, merchant of the damned, a trader who deals in souls for profit. Even
You're still a little
in the
choppy.
apocalypse, one must endeavor to earn a living.
my snacks.
Snacks. There we go. I'm like, he's either saying Max, Dax, Snacks, like.
I know that the first one's free. Call for me if you have souls to trade.
Oh god, that. I know Ben still does that. Every now and again. Yeah, every now and again he'll still do that and be like, Snacks! Snacks! Yeah, Justin.
Take your time.
Speaking of, I actually have a little team.
Shadow to refund all players' attributes.
As you wish. Take your time. As you wish. This will be fun for both of us.
I don't think I've ever done that at all.
Well, you may want to get in contact with the Kadinsky.
As you wish. Please take your. As you wish.
He doesn't know how to turn off a fucking oven?
I don't think he knows how to start nothing, dude.
Oh my god.
Don't tell you, he's fucked.
Oh, I have to hold it. Like, yeah. What is he gonna do?
Volgrim and his demon tongue. They live to confound and feed of the scraps of the world they help destroy.
Indeed they do.
But despite his thirst for souls, Volgrim may be a useful tool on this journey.
I just don't understand how Caden has gotten this far in his life.
Because I do everything for him.
I don't know how Caden's gonna make it when you leave.
He's not.
He's gonna fucking be coming over to your place every day, just like, help, Micaiah.
Probably.
I don't know how to turn the oven on. Like, Caden, I'm a half an hour away.
I mean, he called me the other day when I was on shift at 3 in the morning to ask me how or to fix his Xbox account because messages were not showing up correctly. I was like, dude, how did it work? But I was like, send me a picture, I'll try to figure it out.
Well, see, I wouldn't have done that. You're too nice in that aspect.
I mean, I understand. I mean,
you're nice in the aspect that you're like, if someone asks you for help, you almost every time, 99.9% of the time, you will help them. That's why I don't ask you for help often. Because I'm like, if I ask him, he'll say yes and go 130, 107% on this goddamn thing and destroy it, and then he'll be like, I did it, and then he'll go pass out from a hernia or something. And I'm like, I don't need to deal with that. Well, I'm not talking about the move. I'm talking in general. I'm talking in general. If I have ever asked you for help, you're like, yeah, man, no problem. And I'm like, dude, I'm 2 hours out. Yeah, man, no problem. You don't have to help me, dude. Yeah, man, no problem. Sometimes I don't even ask for help, and you're like, I'll help. And I'm like, Micaiah, I didn't even say I needed it. What boards? With the desk?
Yep.
Well, that's because you were busy, weren't you?
I think so.
I remember you being busy. I was like, do you want to help me? And you're like, I'm sorry, I'm busy. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I asked Joey, and then Joey helped me. And then Joey's similar to me, where he can be a bit kind of like wanting to help, but also feels like they're doing it wrong. Like, Joey knows more than me about some of this stuff, and that's fine. So, like, for helping me with my desk, I was fine about it, because it's like, he had done stuff like that before, so I'm like, okay, I'm deferring to you when I need to. But when that bitch goes on Wikipedia fucking looking up all the Dark Souls fucking shit so he can tell me that I'm wrong, that shit annoys me. Like, he told me he does that. Like, whenever we're playing in a game, he's like, yeah, no, I just look up stuff on Wikipedia because I'm interested and I want to know everything. And I'm just like, yeah, you want to know everything, so when I get it wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong. And I don't like
that. Because it ruins the game experience, I think. And, like, I don't know, like, why? Go and experience it.
I mean, I don't think he completely spoils the game for himself, but I do think it's like, yeah, I agree with you. It's like, I want to learn about these things. Like, yes, I've had to use the Warframe wiki for some things. Actually, later I had to use the Warframe wiki for a lot of things, but it's like, when it came to figuring out the game, I didn't use the wiki.
Right.
Because I didn't need to. It takes a while, but then when you feel like you're doing good at the game, you feel that you've earned it. You've gotten the skills and you've gotten the capabilities to fight. Where the fuck am I going?
Fuck if I know.
I have no fucking clue where I'm going. Felt like I'm supposed to go this way somewhere, but it's not working.
Can you hear my horrible chewing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Gross. I must nourish my body.
As with everyone else in the world, I must nourish my body. Unbeknownst to most people's other recollections of my immortality, I must nourish my body. Okay, where the flying fuck am I going? Oh, it's that. I mean, I mean, if we keep doing this where you're talking to us at work, yeah, that'd probably be a good investment. Whoops! From what I hear, the Samsung, like, the equivalent of the AirPods for Samsung, from what I hear my sister said, they're actually pretty good. Like, they have the ability that you can volume them up with a button, they have their own mic, you can mute them if you need to. Like, with just like a touch of a button, it's like, from what I hear, they're pretty good. They're spendy. For me, if I'm spending $150 on headphones, I want something that goes around my head, it's comforting, and has like 7.1 fucking surround sound. So. Like those nice headphones that Ricky recently got because he's a fucking asshole and he gets everything.
Ricky was wanting to Siege today. I'm sad that he never got on.
He was wanting to play Siege? Well, Ricky always wants to play things, but the difference is he never gets on because his parents either tell him to do something, or he just ends up with Lizzie doing nothing. Like, I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know what Ricky does, man. I'm like, I know you don't do anything, like... like, I know your parents make you do stuff, and I get that, and I understand that. I don't feel like your parents make you do stuff for 8 hours a day, consistently, over the course of a day. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he'll never tell me, because he'll always say the same thing, so... But... it's whatevs. I enjoy the time that I have with the Winston. Because when I am around with them, it's great. He's a fun boy. Ow! Oh, fuck me. Shit!
People clocking in at 10. Oh no. Oh no.
You good?
Yeah, I never messaged Eldred for the people that he had today.
Yeah, you're fine. Nope, nope, nope. What is this? Okay.
Nice. My mom just got a supervisor position at her job.
At her hairstylist job?
No, she hasn't been a stylist for years now.
Oh.
Fibromyalgia is really bad.
I remember you telling me that she used to be a hairstylist, so...
Licensed cosmetologist. She now takes care of, like, disabled or mentally challenged people in their home.
Ah.
And she gets real tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, that could hurt on anyone, though.
Yeah. So now she's supervisor for all the houses of people that used to do what she does.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Not the place I secure.
The difference between security and the police. The police. That was an alarm. I should probably go check that out. Security. That was an alarm. I'm going away from that place.
I mean, I want to check it out, but I can't. I'm in trouble if I do. For some reason, we're not really allowed to go into stores that we don't contract with suited up.
I guess it makes sense.
I still do, but like, I'm not gonna take my outfit off to go into the store to get something.
Just walks in nude. Yeah, can you give me some of that? And, what? Just the fuck are you looking at? My eyes are up here. Micaiah.
It's true.
I'm
All right, fair enough.
curious as to who remains here, if anyone.
What would you ask of this? This will be as you wish. Take your time.
No.
As you this. As you wish. Take your time. Stay wise. As you wish. This will be fun for both of us. As you wish.
Fulgrim, you're annoying little bitch.
Behind me, wee ones. Let me tend to our uninvited guests.
Indian at the end of that.
A horseman.
Fury. Currently reserving the right to kill you where you stand. And you are?
Surprised. And more than a little relieved. Call me Ulfane Blackhammer.
So, you'll not be flattering me today?
A maker, are you not?
Aye, when there's something to make. Today, my skills are only aimed towards instruments of death.
This is not your war.
No, not theirs neither. Like your council, I care for balance, horsemen. Humans, frail as they be, are part of the balance. Surely you're here to help protect them.
Wrong question.
A tribe of useless, hairless simians whose greatest talent was inventing ingenious new ways to divide and destroy one another. They could suffer forever or die tomorrow, and I wouldn't bat an eye either way.
And what is your business here?
What do they call you?
Jones.
Jones. Question me again with your last breath.
Huh. Look around. Look what's happened here. Do you honestly think anything scares me now?
Easy, lad. This one's not for trifles.
Yeah? What do I have to lose? This moronic conflict makes you all look so stupid. Angel, demon, horseman, even maker. What are you even fighting for, huh? Tell me!
I like this one. You may continue breathing, Jones.
Horsemen, please. To have you on our side would turn the tide in ways we cannot measure. Humanity might stand a chance.
While my mission does involve balance, it does not require them. I am here to root out the 7 deadly sins and return them to the Council. No less, no more.
What if I can help you?
What time do you have school tomorrow?
The chain you carry
I don't have school tomorrow.
I sincerely
Really?
doubt that.
The one day that
faring
I'm
quite well
back to
without
work.
any help.
I didn't have school today either.
But in case
Oh,
you
what the
missed the
heck?
moniker,
I
I
thought you
am a maker.
Because you had school.
Who specializes in instruments of destruction,
No,
chaos.
I didn't have school because my teacher was like, "How can I not come into work today?" I'm gonna make you watch. Well, he told us yesterday that that's why we had to watch the NSA video. It was our substitute for class.
Humanity will not survive without aid. If you come across any humans on your journey,
Well, yeah, he said the 4th we have off, and then he's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to come in for the 3rd, so do this, and then I don't have to come in."
Direct them.
Like,
How do you
I'm like,
expect
"All right, at
me
least you're being
to
honest."
cross the battlefield and find you.
Oh, I don't. They'll
Gosh
need
darn it,
this.
I want to make it out to
The bridge.
Teams tomorrow.
Only humans
No,
can
no, I
use
wish you
it.
could, man. But
One touch, they're
If
sent
it wasn't
to
so
heal.
far out, I mean, I would
Must I
do
touch
it, but
them?
that drive will kill my sleep time.
no,
I
I get you,
accept
man.
your offer, Maker. Though I doubt it will make your collection any less
Come on, you
useless.
slow piece of shit.
We have a non-deal then. As a show of good faith, a gift. Wrath.
Where?
You seek a pit of hellstretch set in the nether, beneath the city. And please, horsemen.
Yes, yes, I will shepherd the wee ones your way, pointless as it may be.
We'll see. And remember, Fury. The doors of Haven stand open to any who asks.
Two huckleberries up here. Within like 5-minute drive of each other.
Man, I forgot about huckleberries.
I've only done it like twice with my grandma.
I have a sprint option. That's good to know. Fucking like 2 hours in.
He is certainly committed to his cause.
Ulthane, he is blind to what truly matters.
Perhaps.
Two things in life I know to be true. Never leave
Just
the water
another
running,
pawn who will
always
never
test all
understand the
buttons.
game into which he's been played. And he does love the sound of his own voice, doesn't he?
Not like anyone else.
Did you say something?
The amount of times I figured out something before the game was meant for me to figure it out is stupid.
I know, I kind of tend to do that too usually. But that's also how people break games, so.
It's very true.
That's why Adam Kovic is one of the best game testers in history.
Adam has a very weird vibe about him. I've never...
Adam? I thought you would have said Lawrence.
No, Lawrence is at first. I just... Adam confuses me.
I mean, to be completely honest, Lawrence really isn't.
He's not a first.
No, he plays that. That's his role. That's what he plays on.
Fair.
He knows that everyone thinks he is, so he plays it for fun. That's what a lot of people at Funhouse do. They're production. They do their part.
Right.
Which is why Bruce praises the douchebag bully jock guy. Or Jane. What? Who we are specifically?
Yeah, with who we are. Like,
I mean,
we were that.
I think I'm a mixture of Lawrence and Adam. But I think I do lean towards Lawrence more than I do Adam probably. But I think Ricky is probably towards I think he's a pretty good mix of James and Bruce. I feel like Joey is good Bruce. Either that or he's like, oh, no, maybe he's John. I could see John. Because John gets picked on a lot. Bruce. I think Bruce. Very... I mean a little bit. I think you're a very good sense of Bruce and Adam. But what is it you don't get about Adam?
He's just got the whole I hate the world and everything society is vibe.
See, because yeah, that's kind of what everyone thinks. But he's just like, no, this is just my face. Like, this is just how I look and how I act. Like, he actually is like, no, I am actually very happy. Like, if you've ever seen the memes of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing with the captain of the squad of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And it's just like you can never read him, and that's kind of how Adam is. It's just you just can't read him well. But he's talked about the fact that he's like, it's not that I hate anyone or anything like that. This is just how I look. I just have resting bitch face constantly at all times, and it makes me look like I hate the world. But in fact, no, he's just like, no, he just doesn't, he just has that look. It took me a while to learn, but like, I think after a while I kind of figured that it's more of a Adam just enjoys, kind of like what you do, kind of like he just enjoys listening to people talk and playing the game, and he just focuses on the game a little bit more and lets them do the talking. And then he kind of plugs in when he wants to. You know, and it's just kind of like that.
Fuck out of my way. I kinda wish we had a map detail.
Yeah, no, we really don't. I mean, you probably have a bit of an idea.
Maybe. I think Matt is just a quiet
But he's also the most respected.
Very true.
Like, they all respect Matt Peak.
Yeah.
And I think it's because there's a secret to Matt that everyone knows about, but no one else does. No, I just think that everyone respects Matt, and I think it just everyone knows that, because that's kind of where I think Adam is. Adam's kind of a dulled down version of what Matt Peak is. Because that's how I thought Peak was. I thought Peak was just like, the world is dead, everything is, you know. Like, Adam seemed like a chipper, fun dude to me, compared to Peak.
Oh yeah.
You know, but Peak just enjoys editing more than he does being in videos. Which is why he edits most videos instead of actually is in them. But yeah, no, I know at deep at heart I identify with Lawrence the most. I know deep at heart I identify with Lawrence the most. And I'm okay with that, though. I've actually gotten to talk to them. I don't know if I ever told you that. Yeah. They were at PAX Prime. I guess it's called PAX. I think it's called PAX West now, but they were at PAX Prime, and my sister. It was when I was like first getting into them, and Nicole was like, "Let's go see them," and I was like, "Okay, fine." And we got to go see them and talk to them, and they had a very small, like, 30-person panel that we were in, and it was probably when they were at like 500 to 700,000 subscribers, when the race to 1 million between Achievement Hunter and them was still a thing. And it was nice to talk to them, and I talked to Lawrence specifically about being, you know, a YouTuber and stuff like that, because I was interested in it at the time. And he's like, "Well, what are you interested in?" And I was like, "Playing video games?" And he's like, "Okay, well, the step one, that's not enough, dude." And I was like, and like, I was like 18 at the time, so, and I was like, "Okay, well, what do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you know, what other interests do you have?" And I'm like, "Well, I enjoy writing a little bit." And he's like, "All right, well, there's a good stepping stone. Focus on writing. Focus on, you know, production writing, stuff like that." Because he's like, "I don't think you understand that a lot of our stuff is production writing. It's not just playing the game and other things." And I was like, "Wow." And and he's like, and it kind of opened my eyes to it, and, you know, and I was just like, whoa. And then, you know, the more I looked into what they did and saw what they did, I'm like, wow, this is a lot of stuff, you know, and just like how much people go through it and what they do. And
oh yeah, because until you get big, you're essentially your own writer, your own producer, your own manager, you're everything by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that was I think that's the hardest thing for me, is that when me and Tim were doing the whole YouTube thing and all that stuff, and you know, I was doing the editing, I was doing the, you know, I was doing literally everything, and it just wore me down. And you know, if I had more people helping me, I'd probably be okay with it. But then it was also that thing, it's just like I wanted to make sure I checked over it. But it was kind of a thing where it's like, oh man, I just did a gameplay video. I don't want to rewatch what I just did, or something I have already done, to make sure I did it right. And I'm just like, you know, and it just wore me down. I would be fine, I would be just fine being the editor. Like if I was just an editor that just like, oh, you know, and I just got to edit someone's videos. Like if Ricky and Joey recorded something, or you recorded something, and I just got to record what you guys made. You know, I'd be totally fine with that. But doing all of it was just taxing and hard, and you know, it made me really appreciate what they all do, especially people like Markiplier who do it alone. You know, who do it all by themselves, and I'm just like, god damn. Like, of course he has editors and stuff, but you know, like for a long time it was just him. Like, it was all him, and I'm just like, god damn, that's fucking hard.
Yeah, I love Markiplier. I need to get back to watching some of his stuff.
And I like watching Mark, but there's this. I think it's developed especially because of how much we play together, Stu. There's something with group mentality that I really love. It's why I love Aaron and Dan with the Gaming Ground Play. It's why I love Funhouse so much now. It's because I love their chemistry. You know, how much they connect with each other. And it's something that I enjoy more than just Markiplier talking to me through a monitor, you know. Or not even me, just, you know, what I know is to be...
Oh, exactly. You get, it's more from watching people interact with each other.
Yeah. Ooh, fuck.
Quit laughing, no fun allowed here.
Oops. Oh. No, this game isn't bad. It's definitely not like amazing. I would pay. I think I got it on sale. I think I got it for like $40. Truth, it's probably like 30. I think it's probably more like 30. Kind of hard to find those really good games nowadays.
Yeah, it really is.
I've been meaning to get back into Oblivion, but the problem is that my game's on a disc, and I don't have a disc drive anymore.
Back into what?
Oh, Oblivion.
You could get it on. Sure, it's on sale.
Yeah, but I mean, why buy it? I can buy an external disk drive that I can just put on.
That's probably more expensive than just buying the damn game.
Maybe.
And then you have to run the risk of keeping the disk clean and nothing ever happening to it, or the laser in the disk drive.
I mean, I've always been pretty good about that stuff, but that's just. What the hell are these lurcher clusters? What do I do with these?
Younger siblings either.
Well, yeah, it's because I was the younger sibling.
Right. I always, my kid I just ruined my disc.
Well, I just gained a ton of stuff. I almost said souls, but it's not souls. Dark Souls has killed me in the means of currency.
Mm-hmm.
What would you ask? Take your time.
That's why they're ripped up from the shoes, buddy. Why can't society just
An excellent choice.
like it was 50 years
As
ago?
you wish.
People
This
respectively.
will be fun for both of us.
Exactly.
As you wish. Take your
I'd love to
time.
tell you, man, but
A wise
unfortunately, I
decision.
don't know.
They're raising little bitches over there.
As you wish.
It's honestly because people have more freedom to express themselves now too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point of it, yeah. It's also a point of society calming itself down and becoming more comfortable with itself, I guess.
Right.
All of society being more comfortable.
Which
Which,
I hate as well.
I mean, I don't blame you, dude. I'm kind of the same way you are, where it's like, I want, you know, I want to look respectful, you know.
Right.
But on the other end, wearing a suit everywhere would be really taxing on the body, especially during the summer.
It would, but we'd look damn good doing it.
Oh, hell yeah. I know I look pretty good in a suit. I should use those attribute points I just used.
When I get money, like there's this guy, I think I saw recently that like burned his only pair of jeans and has only worn like 18th century clothing for.
That's cool. Again, it is that kind of thing where it's like I would like to do it later when I have the money to afford it, because again, that stuff's kind of expendy.
Yeah.
So.
The thing too is, and everything that used to be just basic cost is now super expensive. So you can go buy a t-shirt for like $5, but you can't go out and buy a dress shirt for $5.
I don't know what t-shirt you're looking at. You go to any designer place, it is $50 for a t-shirt and $80 for jeans.
Not designer. I'm saying baseline, worst you can get, $5 t-shirt, probably worst you can get for a dress shirt, $20.
Yeah.
15, $20. So why would somebody go buy one dress shirt when they could buy 4 regular shirts?
Yeah, no, makes sense. Also, why work in those kinds of clothes when you could ruin them?
Right.
But if I do get into the IT career, then I'm going to be wearing more formal clothing anyway, so. For me, at least, it's okay. Where the... God damn, this place. Okay, there we go.
2146. Whiz.
Please, no, just kill me. Now stop your blubbering, human. Come to me. Now. Do you want to live? What? If you want to live, I can send you to a safe place. As any, I suppose. Touch it.
Fuck you.
Idiots. It's a miracle they ruled the Earth for as long as they did. Ugh. It smells like death in here. Trust me. We shared a room 1,000 years ago.
That's kind of silly.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Fury just made kind of a silly. A funny. She made it funny. We're kind of in kind of a sewerish kind of area, and she's like, this place smells like death. Trust me, I shared a room with him 1,000 years ago. It's like, But that's exactly what everyone else did. Everyone else did it first, though. Weird little crabs.
Oh, it's gonna be the workout room. Okay.
Well, they really try to copy souls in the means of dick maneuvers. In the means of dick maneuvers. They started putting enemies that drop down over you with items.
Damn construction crew.
Because it's not their job, McKay. What if we were just both patrolling? I mean, that's a little bit of the goal I want. I would like to get to patrolman. I'm not going to get there as fast as you are, because I don't think I'm going to be able to commit myself to the nightmarish fuck thing that you did, but...
Well, that's the thing, too, is that, like, everybody, the whole time I was working all those days, taking up all the hours, killing myself, and I was like, I'm not gonna... Standing guard.
Well, yeah, and now you're a really good patrol. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to kill myself at the pace you are, but it's like if there's shifts and they need someone to take them, if I'm available, then yeah, I'll probably do it.
That's how you make the big money.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's that thing where it's like, it's with FedEx, it's if I take a shift, I have to wait all day to go back there, and that's what kills me more than anything else.
Exactly.
I could stay here for another 4 hours and do something and get something done, but no, I have to go home and sit at home all day and then come back to work another couple of hours.
Yep.
That to me is way more annoying than just working consistently 6 to however many hours.
I'm not walking. Whatever, they can't get into there anyways. They're gone. That's fine.
And execute them. Yes.
Go away.
Go away.
Dang it, we we didn't ever say that today during our game session.
There's plenty of moments I just spaced it. Well, there was just, I was trying to figure out something, I was being dumb, and I didn't figure it, and then I fucking just figured it out.
Nice.
Oop, I hear that phone.
Being observant is literally in your name, Watcher.
SPS Patrol, this is Lloyd. Okay, I'll get you marked in. Yep. Bye.
Hello, senor. This is El Picasso, and it's and I need you to do that. And who are you? You're right. He's Mexican.
Nope. What is that either? He's got a cleft palate.
That's all I could hear. I could only hear a Mexican accent. Oh.
I'm gonna be prepared.
I'm sorry, Vinny. I haven't had my chat up. I haven't been watching.
A motherfucking disrespect.
That's how we get by in life. Oh, bullshit. I used my healing item.
Did you get got?
Yeah, they got me while I used my healing item.
SPS Control, this is Lloyd.
All the way back here?
Alright, I'll get you marked out. You too. Bye. There's gonna be a few of those.
Okay. Hold on. Again, I vary very heavily between 1 and 0 users.
Last time you had like 42.
I've had over like 200 before.
Really?
I mean, it was one time. I remember messaging you about it. I was playing Witcher and I finally had beaten Witcher, and I hit the end credits, and I was just kind of looking at it, and I was just kind of watching the credits and enjoying the credits, and and you'll never know.
SPS Patrol, this is Lloyd.
Hey, go away. I was talking. Part of me does want to, like, maybe I can get him to laugh during one of his calls and fuck him up.
Always try to somebody would call in and she just like mimics them and makes fun of them. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was just like, this is a perfect time. Go away, color. I was talking. See, now I don't even remember what I was talking about. Fuck. Witcher. Alright. But yeah, no, I had just beaten the game, and I was just kind of watching the end credits, and then I was just kind of talking about how I liked the game and that it was a really good game and I really liked The Witcher. And then I look over and I just see I have like fucking like 200 something viewers. like watching the stream, and I'm like, what are you all doing here? I'm in the credits. What made you come here when I was in the credits? And it was funny. And then it, like, 30 seconds later, it dropped down. And after another minute or two, it dropped back down to, like, 5. Then eventually it dropped down to, like, 0 after I was done. Because I was just like, I'm done with the game, guys. I'm not playing anything else today. There's no... It could have been. I mean, it wasn't on Twitch, it was on YouTube. God. Fuck me. Damn it.
Your time. I knew you couldn't resist. As you wish. Do make sure they scream, horseman.
I did apply for a spot at GameStop that was open, but...
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I doubt I'm gonna get it, though. Based on my hectic X schedule. Because it looks like there was a spot open. I was like, fuck it.
SPS Patrol, this is Lloyd. Alright, I'll get you marked in. You too. Bye.
Nothing has come of it so far.
Good evening. How are you doing? You from the gym? Okay. Awesome. Okay. Nope. Thank you, sir. You too.
Waiting for someone with authority to come by. Waiting for someone with authority to come by and wreck the time. Waiting for someone of authority to come by and ruin his time.
Probably. on the side of a building that's.
It's called looking suspicious, but not being suspicious. Oh. Ooh, did it. Yay. Looks like Ricky's online.
The boy?
The boy.
I don't know why he makes me so happy. He does.
Because the fact that he's never here, it makes you happy when he is here.
That's true. Oh gosh. 2 officers down the road. I shall join you.
Oh, I was learning some new keys in my keyboarding class today. Oh, it fucked me up bad. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to learn this. I think my other ways are way too inherent in me, and I think trying to break that is gonna kill me.
What the fuck, that is shift. SBS Patrol, this is Lloyd. Alright, I'll get you marked in. Yeah.
I heard tales, but truly, he is a terrible sight to behold. I think I may be sick.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. That's really unfortunate.
What would this
Yeah, no, you're
be
fine.
fun for both of us? As you wish. Farewell.
I'm not gonna mark you as late if your family member's dying and you're still going to work.
But now.
My fellow love boy? Oh.
So Tim, you're just at work?
Yeah, he's just listening while. We started doing this recently when I was playing Ark while he wanted to just listen in, so. Also, I am streaming, by the way.
Oh, cool.
For funsies.
So I'm just gonna start breaking out all of the forbidden language. I mean, I'm digging deep for this now.
I like it.
Yeah. What are you playing?
I was playing Darksiders 3.
Oh.
But
I know you got pissed off at, like, the second one.
yeah, no, I stopped playing the second one. I was trying to finish it and I just gave up because I just
skip it.
Well, I mean, the way they put the third one, it's like kind of during the second, so it's just kind of like,
Fuck it.
And it's a different person and everything else, so I'm just kind of like, So, but
I personally enjoyed 2.
again, I think I've played 2 when it came out. I think I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think 2 now has not aged well. I don't think the game has aged well when we live in a world that has started to say hack and slash is not fun unless you do it very innovatively. And the problem is that it wasn't the most innovated. I'm the Court of the Dead, you must go to these 3 places and find these 3 dudes where you must unlock 3 things and find these 3 keys to unlock the 3 things to find the 3 dudes and then come back to me and do 3 more things. I'm not kidding. That's like on point for like the whole.
Jesus.
That's like the whole Dead realm. Like, you know what I'm talking about, Makai. Like the whole Dead Realm,
Yeah,
like the second realm. That's like all of it. It's finding his stupid 3 core. You got to go find the king who wants you to find his 3 core dead dudes, and then every freaking dungeon you go to, it's 3 keys that you have to find to unlock him, or 3 bosses, or whatever. It was every time it was the same fucking thing. That's what it felt like.
God.
Like it, but again, if I had played that back when it came out, I would have been fine with it because Darksiders 1 is the same way. It's very similar. Darksiders 1 is hard for me to play now. Darksiders 1 is harder for me to play because it doesn't have the loot aspect that Darksiders 2 has. And yeah, no, it's Hemina. Hemina.
Oh, Rick Boy, we made it. We beat the 3rd boss today and made it to the.
We beat the 4th boss.
7 floors.
We beat the 4th boss. Because we beat the 3rd boss. Me, you, and Austin beat the 4th boss.
Oh, right. Yeah, we got to the 4th. That's right. 5th.
We got to the 5th set of floors.
Damn.
Yeah, no, we kicked it today. So, is there anything else you want to play in particular, Ricky? Did you just want to play more Heroes of Hammerwatch, or I was trying to get Joey on to possibly play Borderlands 2 and get him through BL2. Mm-hmm. Supposedly the DLC is only until July 8th, the new DLC, and then after that you have to pay for it. So
are you like away from your mic or something because you got real quiet? Or
I don't think so. I just got quiet. You sure it isn't the fact that Makai is just driving or something in the background and the wind is going?
Might be contributing to it. I don't know, but it sounds. Your voice quality is also a little bit worse right now.
It might be because of the stream. I might just turn it off.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that. I know Siege is having an event that's like I think it's called Showdown. So it's like a cowboy sort of thing.
I mean,
think
did you
everyone
knock?
just has like.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I heard no knock.
I think they have the double barrel
Fucking
and the
knock
revolver. I think everyone has that or something.